Always happy to be joined by my next guest, Jimmie Rivera, who is stepping in on short notice to fight Cody Stamann this upcoming Wednesday, July the 15th on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Glad to have you back. It's rather quickly. We just spoke. You were getting some work in with your training partners back in the East Coast, and now here you are in Vegas, getting ready to head down to Abu Dhabi for this big fight. I know your manager petitioned the UFC to have you fight Frankie Edgar. Now here you are fighting Cody Stamann. How did this all come about?
They called for Cody Stamann, and then I found out about Frankie, so I said, ask him, about Frankie. I'll take that fight. And he, as far as I know, he chose not to fight me, and I maybe found someone else to fight. So I asked if Cody was still on the table. He said yes. So I was like, all right, I'll take the fight.
How do you like this matchup versus Frankie Edgar, if that was going to happen? Do you like this better or worse?
The Frankie Edgar matchup is like, he's a legend in the sport. I got to train with him. He's a cool guy. But it's, I beat one legend, beat another legend would be awesome to have on my resume.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, this is a great fight. Obviously, Cody's coming off a big win in his last fight over a tough guy in Brian Kelleher. What was your overall takeaway from that fight? Could you take anything from that moving forward into facing him now?
No, I just, I see the things that he does. I thought it was kind of a close fight. Could have went either way. It was tough. I give him that, his brother just passed and all that stuff. But to take away from the fight, it was just, seeing things that he does and picking it apart, as I was getting ready for this fight in 2 days.
How has things been at Tiger Schulmann's in your training camp? Are they back to normal? Are you guys fully opened again?
Yeah, we're fully open just for the fighters to train and get ready for fights.
Okay. And who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
I can't tell you if it was a camp because it was 2 days notice. So I've just been training with a whole bunch of guys. Actually, I was training before taller guys. Now I'm training for someone my own size, which is nice. I like someone that's like an inch taller than me, not 5 or 10 feet taller, which I'm a short guy. But the camp went well. I've been training since I want to say beginning of June, just getting in shape and getting ready. And then I got the call. I took it.
I was gonna say you're in camp year round, anyways, right? So it's really no thing from one camp to the next.
Yeah, I'm always training. So it's either me just training or me helping someone get ready for a fight. It all depends on who my teammates are fighting and what they need, but I'm always in the room.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten back to coaching? I know that's something that you love to do as far as like your students go. Is that something that you're doing still virtually, or are you doing it hands-on?
We're doing still virtually. Hopefully we can get to open up soon. I'm hoping by the time I get back, probably the following week, we'll have the green light to open up in New York.
That's fantastic. I did see a previous interview with you and James Lynch, and you mentioned that you actually had COVID-19 earlier this year, and your wife got it as well. Can you explain what that was like and the symptoms that you had?
I basically had a backache for 3 days. I had a really, a fever the first day, and then the second day was kind of on and off, and the third day, basically I had nothing. And I was really fatigued the first day. The one thing that was crazy was for a couple of days I did lose sense of smell, and I couldn't smell that well, even though I can't smell that well as it is. My nose is all jacked up. But that was pretty much it. My wife had a little serious than I did, but she's better now.
Yeah. And as far as things go around your neck of the woods, people reacting, going out in the world, what is everything like? I know up in my area, everyone's still wearing masks. Is it still kind of like a little bit of a hysteria where you're at?
Yeah, it is. I find it funny because I went on a ride with my wife the other day, or just in the truck the other day. Guys in his Corvette with his top down with a mask on. Guys on his motorcycle with a mask on. Listen, if you're in a crowded place, okay, yeah, wear a mask. You're outside a crowded place, you're inside. Okay, yeah, I got you. But to be outside in your car on a motorcycle on the highway or a back road to wear your mask, I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, the only way I would wear a mask if I'm in a convertible or on a motorcycle is to keep bugs out of my mouth. I'm not worried about COVID in that sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously your fight is next Wednesday, the 15th. There's some great fights this Saturday at UFC 251. I'd like to get your picks for the title fights.
I think I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to on paper, I'm gonna pick Usman.
Oh,
and what? Masvidal.
Oh, come on,
All right,
man.
Masvidal. Actually,
They're gonna quote you on this, bro.
oh,
Street Jesus.
all right, Street Jesus. There you go. I hope he wins, but he's got to stop his wrestling. As long as he stops Usman's wrestling, he's got it.
He stopped Asper's wrestling real quick.
Yeah, he did. All right, so I'm gonna go with Masvidal, Jan, and what was the other title fight?
Holloway and the other guy.
You know what? I like Alexander. He's a short guy, but I'm gonna go with my man Holloway. I love Holloway. I've always been a fan of him. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go. Street Jesus, Jan, and Holloway.
Yeah, I'm with you there on Holloway especially. I think he's going to get back in the win column and reclaim that belt here on Saturday night. Now, you are in Vegas now. Tell me, have you had the COVID test? I'm assuming you have. And
yeah,
did they
sucked.
get all the way right up into your skull?
No, all the way down my throat. And it wasn't like,
okay.
It's like worse than a strep test because they don't just go there. They put it in and freaking keep it there for a long time. And it was just horrible. And it was just, not going to be put my head in the gutter for this one, but it was just horrible. I'm like, it's just, I think I almost wanted to get the nose one instead of the throat test, to be honest.
Have told you how many times you're going to have to do it once you get to Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it at least 2 times more.
Okay. And who's there with you? Who's making the trip? Who's going to be in your corner come fight night?
I have my uncle with me, my teammate Lewis, and my boxing coach Ray with me. So obviously I'm getting shit because of my picks. We're in quarantine right now and stuck in our room.
You got 3 Hispanics here, and you're not picking the Hispanic guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Some good fight. They're going to be close fights regardless, so I can see it going either way. Tell me, as far as like this trip goes, I know it's a short trip for you. The fight is just a few days away now. Is this kind of, like a bonding time for you and the people that are there with you? I mean, I know you're there on business, but this is kind of a unique experience when you're fighting in front of the world with no other sports other than the UFC going on right now. It's got to be something that you'll always remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a super bonding time since we're quarantined. We can't even leave and go do anything. So fight weeks are usually bonding time, usually spent in the room or walking around. But unfortunately, it's going to be spent mainly in the room and just hanging out until we could actually go work out or get the approval. I don't even know. I know we have like another 48-hour quarantine when we get to Abu Dhabi too. So I don't really know.
Now, this fight's going to be at 145. Everyone knows you typically fight at bantamweight. What is your weight at right now? How much left do you have to cut?
I don't know. Do you ask your wife her weight?
No, I do not. I do not. Well, I apologize. But, I got to ask the hard-hitting questions here, Jimmy.
I'm not that far off, so I don't have to cut that much weight. Hopefully, if my nutritionist orders me the right food over there, I will be okay.
Perfect.
He said he's got me, but I don't know.
Now, a win over Cody, I mean, he's a guy that's ascending in the bantamweight division as well. Does a win over him at 145 still do something for you as far as moving you up the rankings at 135?
I don't know, man. Everybody's up and down about the rankings. I can't tell you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's kind of like whoever the UFC says to fight, and they called me for this last-minute replacement. I put my name in for both, and, this is what I got out of it. So there's no really picking or choosing. I mean, I think the only time I got to pick and choose was when I fought Faber. They gave me 3 guys' names, and I picked Faber's at the top of the list. I was like, I'll take him, But besides that, it's just kind of whoever the next person is.
One thing that I find really interesting about this Fight Island and all these fights is the sleep situation, and I guess the time you're going to be actually competing. It's going to be in the morning, right, as far as East Coast time?
Yeah, we're it's in the morning over there, so we're still going to be sleeping like it's regular hours, so I still got to sleep like I'm back at home, but I'm going to get a little messed up because we do leave at I think we leave at 8 o'clock tomorrow night to go there, and it sucks because I'm closer on the East Coast to it than the West Coast, so it's like a 14 or 15-hour plane ride over there, so it's going to be interesting to kind of adapt because not only that, but we also have to fight 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
That's crazy. As far as your biggest advantages here in this fight, I mean, I think both you and Cody have a really good skill set. Where do you feel like you're going to shine here in this fight against him?
Not trying to be cocky. I just feel like everywhere. You know what I mean? I feel like he's he's like me, but I think I just have a little more experience on him because I've been doing it for a lot longer. I'm not a wrestler turned striker. I've been striking my whole life. I've been wrestling since I was, middle school, and I just been doing it for a lot longer.
What's the end result? Are you going to get a knockout, a sub, a decision? What do you think?
Just get my hand raised. That's it. If it's knockouts there, obviously, or a submission, I would love it. But just get my hand raised at the end.
If you do get this win, which I'm assuming, you feel it, you will, how soon do you want to get back in the cage? Are you looking to stay active?
Just depends on injuries, to be honest with you. Depends on injuries and what's going on in my personal life. After this fight, if my wife and I end up moving right away, I might need a couple weeks, and then I could, potentially get another fight in like 2 or 3 months. If we're not moving right away, maybe, and I'm not hurt, maybe another month and a half, get into another fight right away. It all depends on how the outcome comes.
Gotcha. Well, listen, Jimmie, always a pleasure to speak with you, my man. Best of luck here come next Wednesday. And if there's anyone you want to thank or any sponsors you have, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank these guys for taking a trip out with me for a 14-hour flight, plus 6 hours here, 20 hours altogether. And, my family, my team, my wife, everybody, everybody that supports me. I appreciate it.